Okay, YouTube family friends, welcome back to another edition of Mustang Fanatic Productions Mechanic Editions. Mechanic is a word that we used 20 years ago when I was a diesel mechanic, so we just called ourselves mechanics instead of mechanics. So this is an edition of Mustang Fanatics Mechanic Editions. So we work on and solve mechanical issues and problems. So enjoy. So here we are, Mustang Fanatic Mechanic Edition. Got an '05 Jeep Liberty, and we just took the whole wheel hub assembly off. You can see the half axle shaft going there. Here is the outer tie rod. You can see that is worn. Here is the upper control arm. You can see that ball joint's bad. Here's the lower wheel hub with the lower ball joint, and you can see that is cracked. And I got the new one in here, and you can see that bad boy is nice. And so we'll set the camber on that after a while. So now we're gonna try and put the nut back on here and bang this ball joint out, and then go get the new, or get the ball joint installer, and we'll install that. We'll get the cups and the vice grips that you use your impact wrench with, and we'll get it set back in here. This doesn't look like it have a clip on it or anything, so we'll set it back in place. The axle is good, but it's just the upper control arm, which are throwaways. If you see, you can't replace that ball joint, so that can't be pressed out and pressed in. So you got to get the whole upper control arm, which we got that. And the lower control arm, you can press that in and press it out. The wheel hub is fine, so we're good to go there. Like I said, the tie rod end is bad, so we're replacing that. We have to do the driver's side also, and to get this loose, you got to go under the hood, take the battery tray out, move the battery. You got to remove the electric box and put it up out of the way, and you need a long extension on your ratchet to go back to get the bolts out of there and out of there. And you have to loosen up this brake line so you have room to maneuver. It's a little metal tang that comes over and hits against the wall, so you don't have to put a wrench on it to get it loose. So we're gonna get this out and get everything put back together. Okay, we got the new ball joint pressed in, got the old one taken out, and I got it tagged and bagged. Here's the old ball joint. You saw it before. There it is, with the holes all in it right there. So now we're gonna put this back up on the hub. Then we're gonna take a loose the tie rod, the outer tie rod, get the new tie rod on. Working with the drivers, the passenger side, got the tie rod off. Here's the upper ball joint, and you can see that's no good. The lower ball joint we got loose, but we have to get it disconnected from the wheel hub, and then we can pull that bottom one out there. And as you can see, that tie rod's no good. It's not supposed to move like that. So we're getting close. Now we're going to install the upper, and then we spray some penetrating oil inside here, this axle, so if we can get this to bang inside here and we can get that axle out, we'll be good. Okay, so on the '05 Jeep Liberty, we greased this sliding pin, and you see how she moves. This was the one that was frozen, so now we got it unfrozen, and it's able to move in and out. It doesn't quite bounce back like that one, but it's unfrozen. I can take it out, and she goes in and out. Now we're going to put the brakes back on. We're going to grease up there and every place that brake parts touch to stop from squealing. Then we got to do the passenger side, get that top mount freed up. basically what I'm doing is accounts for a four-wheel brake job. We cleaned the rusty disc off. We got some never sees, so the disc, the rotor can come off easily. We freed up the brake caliper pins, sliding pins, and we greased up everywhere where the brake is going to be touching, so it can have its potential to stop and the brakes loosen up. As you can see, the calipers are moving, floating freely, and that's what we want. Now here's the passenger side caliper holder. Now see the bottom sliding pin slides out, the top one frozen. I can spin it, but I can't make it go in and out, so we got to unfreeze this one. Okay, this one we took apart and lubed yesterday, so we did get this freed up. It's still a little stiff, but at least it's moving now, in and out. We'll play with it a little while until it really loosens up, and then we'll put it back on the vehicle. Mustang Fanatic Mechanic Edition. We're still working with the 05 Jeep Liberty four-wheel drive. To give you an update, we changed the upper control arms, which comes with the ball joint. We changed the lower ball joints, and we changed out the outer tie rod ends, and we just got through inspecting the front brakes and finding the rotors rusted, and the brakes were pretty shiny, but the rotors were rusted, and both of the top sliding pins for the brake was sort of frozen, but we unfroze them. We got them greased and lubricated. They're sliding in and out. So we're going to pump the brakes, make sure we got the brakes, and then we're going to crank her up and back her out and turn her around, and we're going to inspect the rear brakes. Okay, we already did the brake tune-up on the other side, and we're inspecting the brakes, the rear brake here on the passenger side. As you can see here, there's plenty of brakes on the pads, and the rotors look pretty good. A little rusty, but they're pretty good. And here is what the brake hooks into here and up under there, and they slide on that. And here are the sliding pins right here. You can see that they're able to slide, but I'm going to take them out and grease them. I'm going to pull this outer brake pad out, and I'm going to grease behind this clip here so it won't be so frozen. And we're going to grease the ears here and there, and we're going to put some grease here and then up here, and we'll be done with this. Then we can go to Grand Strand Pull and Pick and get the window regulators for that driver window, the passenger front window there, and the rear driver window on the other side. They don't roll down. So as you see, the forks on the brake goes into there, and then on the bottom here's your bolts to take the brake, top of the brake caliper off. And as you can see, the sliding pins are greased, and you can see that they slide. They have plenty of room to slide. So these brakes are in good shape. The rotors are decent, so he'll get away with no brakes and no rotors, but a good tune-up here. And we are finished with this car, except getting the windows working. Okay, YouTube family friends, this is Rev It Up Mustang Fanatic Productions. We are here. There is Electrobiff, and we got a little surprise came in, and I'll let you read it, what it says on the box. See that? Cervenus. You know what that is? That is a 4-inch cowl induction hood that's going to be going on Electrobiff. So I'll be taking her over to my paint man shortly, and we're going to be getting it painted. Got lots of surprises in store for you, what this baby's going to look like. I think you're going to love her. Stay tuned. God bless. Rev It Up Mustang Fanatic Productions. My battery's getting dim, Mustang Fanatic Mechanic Edition. Window regulator and track broken. 04 5 Jeep Liberty we still working with. You can see we have driver's window, passenger window, up and down. No more stick in the door. We got to do that door next. You can see the stick in that door. So we'll do that one tomorrow. But we got that fixed. Once we get that side fixed, then we can get a Jeep back to my owner. And here she goes starting up. And she's running. So all the brakes are done. Upper, lower ball joint, outer tie rods. What a host of stuff we did with this. God bless. Have a good one. Mechanic Edition.